Hi guys. You guys asked me so many questions on Instagram. I thought I'd better do a YouTube video of them. I always love doing these Instagram reels because some people ask some pretty random questions, but then some questions I get are actually make me think. So the first question was, how do you recover after a long run? Almost starts with during the run for me, making sure that I fuel correctly with Morton gels throughout the run or Morton solid bars. And then as soon as I come back, I always have some sort of food, porridge, breakfast, bread, eggs. I want to say I always stretch afterwards, but I definitely don't always stretch. But I try to. Post-race recovery looks very different depending on what race you've done. But if it's an ultra, then it's usually a couple of days, if not a week, not running. That sort of recovery is definitely needed. I also try and get in a massage or some sort of stretching session, physio, once or twice a week. Right, next question. What watch are you using? So this is the watch that I use. Let me take it off. So this is the watch that I use. This is a Garmin Enduro, and I actually got this last year. It almost broke the bank because I think it's about £1,000, but I got it for the speed project because I needed something where the battery was going to last. I always had a Garmin Forerunner, and they're amazing. If you do marathons or anything shorter than a marathon, then that is absolutely perfect. That's all you need. If you're a city runner, you don't need something like this. This is great because if I'm on the trails, I can load a map up and I can follow it. It has great GPS. It's just really good for trail running or anything ultra. Not sponsored by Garmin. Nothing's ever been free. I just like Garmin. What age did you start running and how did you transition to ultra running? So I started running at the end of lockdown. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I was like most people just trying to get out of the house. I needed to run. I was partying loads, which was really fun, but I was like, I need to do something else. But saying that, I come from competitive swimming. So I swam all the way up until uni competitively, which meant training in the morning, training in the afternoon, 7 days a week, insane sort of training. So knowing that, I have that background and I know what goes into training for a sport like that. But I used to hate running, never ran, never did anything really on land. I literally just loved swimming. I'd hate when we had to go to the gym and do anything gym related or stretching. So it is funny that I now love running, but sort of found ultras through training for a marathon, really realizing I didn't really like training on a track. And I just loved those Sunday long runs where you could be with friends, you could chat, you could have snacks, and just generally be out in nature or wherever as long as possible. So that was the easy transition into ultras. And I don't think it's for everyone. I look at people that do track sessions and speed workouts and I'm like, I really wish I could do that and be motivated to do that. But that's just not what my motivation is. Just like some people look at ultras and go, that's not fun. Your go-to daily trainer. Okay, hold up. Let me get my trainers. Ollie's going to kill me. I'm putting these on the kitchen counter and they are dirty. I'm going to have to wash this afterwards. So these are the Floatsig Adventure. Floatsig One Adventure. These are an amazing colourway. They're lovely. And then these, which I recently took on a trail, so they look very muddy. These are the Reebok Symmetros. Yeah, Reebok Floatsig Symmetros. So I originally had the Reebok One, which I personally don't get along with as well because they are thinner. My ankle rocks, whereas the Reebok Symmetros are wider, which means that because my ankles sort of turn in when I run, that doesn't happen with these. And the same with these ones, which have more of a grip, so they're better for trail. Whereas these ones I wear more on the road, but obviously I've worn them on the trail. I also have I can't remember the name now. I have their carbon plated shoe. Brush all that sand off like nothing happened. Right, next question. Where is your long sleeve top from? It's super cool. Okay, I think this is referring to my camo top, which I got so much love for, which I have actually linked on my stories, but I will drop another link below. But also on that, this adventure, which I am going to announce very soon. We're going to make some cool merch. We've got some, I don't actually know if I can say this. We've got some socks coming out, which are going to be some camo socks. So look out for those. And also we're going to get some camo shirts made. So, yeah. If you're interested in camo shirts, go and follow me on Instagram because they will be coming out on Instagram. So can't get back to running again after 2 years for no running. Any advice for motivation? It's so hard to give advice when you're in a sport that you love. But I guess with swimming, I had to take a break and I had to step away from it because I just didn't feel like I was progressing anymore. So I think if you've fallen out of love with something, then you don't want to force it. There's no reason to go back to running because everyone's doing it. If you want to get back to running, then I think maybe it's more down to fitness. Obviously, if you've lost a bit of fitness, then it's harder to get back into something that you like. So trying other sports and slowly reintroducing running in bits here and there instead of being like, I'm going to go for a run every single day, then you're just going to hate it again. But yeah, hard one to talk on because motivation's so varied between people. Hopefully that helped. That was maybe just a bit of waffle, but okay. Next question. Where do you get all your quirky running gear? Do you just wear normal tees? That sort of, for me, it seems like I'm just wearing normal running gear. A lot of my stuff is Reebok. I am a sponsored athlete for Reebok, but then also I love finding independent brands. And I also wear a lot of stuff that isn't running for running. I love sort of combining running gear with not running gear. Oh, I haven't put my watch back on. Race bucket list. Where to begin? I signed up for Moab. For this year and it is a lottery and I didn't get in. That is my dream race. I would love to do Moab 240 because, I mean, I've seen the scenery. Oh, well, I haven't seen the scenery. I've seen the scenery online and I would love to see it in person. It looks like an amazing race. I actually would love to do way more running in America. The scenery in America is just so beautiful. You can see so many different things. There is a race in Menorca where you run the entire island. That looks amazing. It's like 240 kilometers. Maybe it's 200 kilometers. Yeah, I mean, there's so many races I'd love to do. All of them usually revolving around adventure. But if there's any races that you think of that you think I would love or you think I should try out, then comment them below because there's so many races out there that are smaller races that actually I think smaller races are way better and they're just really hard to find. You've really got to be searching for them because obviously the big races just overpower and you see them and you're like, wow. One race that I've never really been that interested in is UTMB. I find the UTMB thing of like collecting stones and that's obviously I'd love to do it because it is like the mecca of all races. But at the moment, I love those little races, underground races, where you actually get to meet loads of people. You're not like, wow, there's so many people here. All races, basically. I would do anything and everything. Post-run rituals. I have to have a shower after I race. I love having like a hot bath or something. But I actually don't have any post-race rituals. I think I've ended every race a little bit differently, usually because I'm traveling or I'm in a different place. I'd always prefer to have Ollie there with me. I think that's definitely a post-race ritual that I love having. I love seeing Ollie, if my dog can be there. Right, next one. Are you running every single day? What about rest days? So I am a key believer or a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in rest days. I will take them once a week or once every just over a week. So trying to keep it within a 7-day window, having one day that is a rest day. That might still mean that I have like yoga and stuff, but a lot of the time it means I am Well, it definitely means I am not running. No running for one day. Some people like running every day, but my body needs it. I need a day where my legs aren't moving. I get a bit like, I want to run on those days, but it is just so good to have those rest days. Please link your camo shirt. I got you. It's linked. Best way to get started as a newbie runner. Don't sprint every single run that you do. You want 80% of your runs to be slow, and then throw in a little speed in there if you want to. And mainly just go out and enjoy it. When you start out, you're not trying to beat a PB, you're not trying to race your 5th marathon. Just go out and enjoy running. Don't take it too seriously. How often do you weight train? And what is your routine? Oh, yes, weight training. It's a love-hate relationship with weight training. I know I should do it, but I find the gym quite boring. So a lot of the time I will do either a home workout with bands more often than I will go to the gym. So I will go to the gym once a week minimum. If I'm traveling, then it will be banded workout, or I'll find some big water bottles and do a workout with those. Let's hypothetically say it's a normal week where I've not been moving around and I do go to the gym twice a week. I will do one day completely running focused. I have a couple videos and YouTubes that I love watching and doing their workouts. It's really focused on running, like one leg stability, heavier weights, core training, calf raises, all those fun things that are kind of boring but really good for running. And then the second day I will do like a full body workout. So I do like back exercises, arm, bit of legs, and I sort of separate those out so that I'm not really sore through the week for running. If I had more time in the day and I didn't work a 9 to 5, I would do more gym workouts. Or maybe that's just me making excuses, because I know that when I have an hour, I'm like, gym or run in the sunshine. It's obviously going to be run in the sunshine. Best pre-long run fuel. I have a couple of things I go for, but obviously in general, it's carbs. I always have toast with banana and honey, oats with cinnamon and honey, and I always have a cup of tea, English breakfast with a bit of milk and honey. I love honey. I really love honey. I can go through a full jar of honey easily in a week, like a big jar. Flippin' love honey. Also dates, love some dates. But yeah, I mean, that's what I eat before every run. I never go on a run fasted. I used to, and it messes with your hormones, or it messes with my hormones. We want more what I eat in a days. Okay, I hear you. I will try and film what I eat in a day. Whenever I do what I eat in your day, I end up filming really well in the morning and lunchtime. And then I start snacking. And then I get to dinner and I'm like, crap, I've completely forgotten to film stuff. Also, I feel like my days are so different. Sometimes I eat loads and sometimes I don't eat probably enough. Or I'll go and eat on a run and not film that. And then I'm like, that's not what I've eaten in a day. So, okay, I will do what I eat in a day. I'll do a YouTube so you can actually fully see what I cook and eat. How many grams of protein do you take daily in order not to lose muscle from running? So, I've had a tricky relationship with food, and I used to have my fitness pal, and I used to religiously track every single calorie, weigh every single meal. So because of that bad relationship, I don't track anything that I eat, because that just sends me down a rabbit hole of not feeling great. So I just eat how I want. If I'm out, usually when I'm out, I will have meat. If it's at a restaurant, if I'm eating at home, I don't have meat. And that's sort of how it goes. I have a lot of yogurt. I have a lot of vegetables, and then a lot of carbs. I eat a lot of bread, cheese sandwiches. I probably have a cheese sandwich every single day for lunch, unless I feel a bit crazy and I'm going to cook. But I don't track protein, so I know that I need protein, and I know I eat quite a bit of meat, and always have chickpea salads. Make sure that I do get protein in where I can, but who knows how much I have, because I'm not going to track again, so Yeah. Would you come to Colombia to explore through running? 100%. I used to live in Brazil. I lived in Brazil for 3 years when I was younger, and I really want to go back to South America. Now that I am older, I think I just really enjoy it. So 100%. Get me to South America. I will come run with all of you guys in South America. What supplements are you taking? So currently I was taking vitamin D because I was in England and it's grey. Living in Portugal now, hopefully don't need as much vitamin D supplement because we got some sunshine. I was taking biotin because sometimes my hair, well, it was a bit damaged. What else was I taking? But I am going to be trying a new supplement soon, which I'm super excited about. It is for recovery and sleep. So watch my Instagram. I don't want to talk about it yet because I haven't taken it and I don't know if I like it or it works. So I only want to talk about it if it does, but it will be based on sleep and recovery. So why Portugal? Yes, good question. Living in London, I obviously love trail running. I need to be somewhere where I can trail run. London, it was me and Ollie. We both just fell out of love with London. We have loads of friends there and we love London, but we found ourselves having the best time when we were out of London or back in the countryside. And I'm not from England, so I was up for moving somewhere that wasn't England. I am a cold human and love the hot weather. So I was like, right, let's go somewhere hot. And originally, we actually wanted to go to Copenhagen. We love Copenhagen. But I was like, winter, Copenhagen. Also, visa situation. I work for an English company. Ollie is currently looking for work. And we had to realistically move somewhere that had a visa situation where we could move to. Originally, I was thinking Barcelona, Spain, let's do it. But then we found out that Portugal has a really good working system here that we can live in. And Ollie has grown up with his parents having a place in the Algarve. So he has quite a few friends here in Portugal, and it just seemed like the most natural move. Originally thinking Lisbon, and then we did more research and found Ericeira, and we were like, that's perfect. Lisbon was a bit too much of a city for us. So here I can trail run to my heart's content. I can be in sunshine. I can go for swims. And also little Huevo, our dog, loves the beach. So it was a nice family move for all of us. Do you ever smoke in your life or used to drink alcohol? No, I do not smoke. I think I smoked for about 2 years in university back when I was 18 and I worked in a bar. But that was it. And I very quickly quit because I was like, no. So yeah, no smoking. Ollie smokes and he smokes around me. But yeah, it's just something that I never even actually think about. Never interested me. That's it. Drinking, I do drink. I usually drink 0% beers. I love that. Most of the time when I'm training, it's nice that I can still go to a pub and have a beer. Lucky Saint is obviously my favourite, but you can't get it here in Portugal. So I have found some really nice Portuguese zero beers, which I do drink. And then when I'm not training for anything, I will have a glass of wine. And on rare occasion, I do love to party. And when I party, I will drink a lot. Tequila is my favourite, but that's pretty rare and all in moderation. But yeah, I have a glass of wine here and there, maybe once every 2 weeks or around Christmas time. I drank every other day. So it just comes and goes really. But when I'm training like now at the moment, training for this new adventure, I won't really be drinking at all on the 0-0s. But it really doesn't affect me. I'm not someone that stays out late and goes to pubs. My socialising is in the morning with people on a run. So I think it's sort of the lifestyle that you have, right? Affects if you feel the need to drink. Favorite trainers for daily hikes, waterproof too. I've actually just got some new Reeboks. These are amazing trail shoes for running. They're Gore-Tex. So, I mean, so the front bit's like waterproof. They look cool. You get them in black as well. I don't actually know what they're called. Reebok DMX. These guys, let me try and find a link so I can link them below. But these are amazing for hiking. They're so good. How do you navigate running on your period? I usually find that the week before my period, I feel really tired when I'm running, and just generally my runs are pretty crap. I just feel like everything's really hard, and then when I'm on my period, it's fine. I mean, it's a bit crap if you're on a long trail run, but just carry some tampons with you. And then the week after, I feel like Superwoman. I feel like I am the strongest human in the world. There's obviously a lot of science behind training and how people train on their periods and the whole cycle. I haven't actually really looked into it that much. Tapering for an ultra and max distance during ultra training, 100 km. It's hard to go into it without going into a whole training plan. So I'd probably do 100k, 115k, 120k, bring it back down to like a 70k week. Then I'd build back up 115k to 120k, 125, bring it back down. And that's sort of how I keep my training weeks, like that. So you have a nice rest in between those 3 builds. Then once I get to 2 weeks before the 100k, I would then bring it back down. So say you've just done a 115k training week, then I would 2 weeks beforehand, I'd bring that down to like a 70k training week. Then the week before the ultra marathon, I would probably be running about 50k. And I love the day before the race not doing any running. So I completely rest on that day. I keep all my food pretty much the same. I don't extreme carb load. I just remove some of the protein and fiber out of my diet the week beforehand, and I just add in more carbs. So I'm not eating more food. I'm just eating more carbs and replacing food in my diet, if that makes any sense. Just a lot more bread probably and pasta in that week. So yeah, that's sort of how I look at tapering and how I sort of load stuff. Hopefully that makes sense. Right. I think that is all the questions that you guys had. Hopefully I've answered okay, but it's all personal opinion. So it's all how I go about stuff. I'm not a coach. I do all of my own stuff. So take it all with a pinch of salt. But that was fun answering your guys' questions. Hopefully I've helped some of you out there. Or even if I haven't, I've inspired you to try an ultra, and soon I'll be telling you about the adventure that I'm going on. So yeah, thanks for watching.